This video is not a adventure or a exploring video. If you haven't seen uploads from me in a couple of days, that's the purpose of this walk, is to get back online. Looking for Milo, about halfway up he told me he's going back, waiting for me at the bottom. I'll just have to edit him into the video. Don't tell him I told you that. It's just a miracle how it does it. There's no water running down to this point. This is the highest point on the mountain, and there's just no water running here. So the only water that he can get is what actually rains down here, and it doesn't rain here. We get the occasional cloudburst and flash flood, but it all runs down so quickly. Anyway, I'm appreciating what little shade it can give me. Just gonna catch my breath for a moment. Steeper than the other side around, but it's much quicker than the other side around. I would like to have flown the drone here, tracking me as I go down, give a better perspective. The problem is the drone is overheating, doesn't want to fly. And it's not like the old type of things where you can force it to fly. It decides what it wants to do. I need both hands here. The rest of it is easy. I'm gonna need a drink of water again soon. I have enough cold water with me. I still have some ice left, so I'm fine with regards to the heat, even though the GoPro is probably gonna cut out soon. The drone specification is it only operates up to 40 degrees. Doesn't go beyond that. Now, a couple of things to talk about when you're walking like this in extreme environments like this. This is about 42, I think, but at least there's some wind that's blowing, but it's still higher than body temperature, so you need to constantly cool down, and for that you need water. You're not going to make it if you don't have water. It's just not. Now, I did a test. I was forced to do a test a couple of years ago. I say a couple of years ago, 11 years ago. 2011, we had to rush on preparing the levee for the 2011 flood, 2010-2011 flood. And we were working in, it was something between 45 and 48 degrees out during the day. Never really dropping below 40 during the day, even in the mornings. Now, back at that stage, there was no stopping with the work. We were working from 6 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon, and I had to drink water all the time, and I tested in the end. I got close to heat exhaustion, overeating and dehydrating, and got all jittery, and I got to know the feeling well, because I reached that point quite a number of times. And then I started timing and measuring the amount of water that I consumed to be able to keep going, and that worked out to a minimum of 500 milliliters of water every hour. That's the minimum, and it had to be cold. If it was hot, you needed more water. So if it was cold, 500 milliliters per hour, the absolute minimum. And then 6 o'clock when I got home, I had to quickly drink another 2 liters of water, and that was the minimum. You couldn't survive on less than that. So medical personnel will know better than me what the dangers are of too much water, and you can tell me what those are according to you. But if I drank less than that in those working conditions, I passed out. And I never had any side effects or negative effects from it, as far as I can tell. The conditions out here right now I think it's about 42. I will check at the weather station. But up here in this, I'm now shielded from the wind, so there's no wind blowing to cool me down. And this is probably a bit higher inside this rocky cove. Should be able to cross that. And I can feel that I'm quickly heating up, so I'm going to stop in a moment, drink cold water, get my core temperature down again. I'm going to need 2 hands for this. Hold on. Right. I have to get down that. Okay, so calculate that minimum minimum 500 ml per hour. That's 2 hours per liter, and we did that for 12 hours constantly, and no lunch or breakfast breaks, nothing. And then we and then 2 liters, so that was 6 liters plus 2 liters at the end of the day. 8 liters of water was the minimum. And like I said, I had a discussion with someone from Northern Europe once that told me you should never drink water from a fridge or freezer. You should always drink water at room temperature. And I can understand the argument for that, since in Northern Europe I think the major concern is conserving energy. Cold water removes a lot of energy from your system, and that's fine. But around here, energy conservation is not the problem. Getting rid of excess heat is the problem. So drinking room temperature water, it works, but you have to drink so much more. So my theory is that if you drink room temperature water, 8 liters is already a lot of water per day. If you drink room temperature water, you're going to need to drink a lot more. So if there's going to be negative effects from too much water, or room temperature just exaggerates that. This is a myrrh tree. Since it's now Christmas, myrrh is somewhat relevant to a lot of people. And where the myrrh, I just touched it and already the area is full of the fragrant, that, yeah, it's difficult to, with the camera you don't have smell. So what happens is when the plant gets damaged, it excretes a gum, a resin, and that resin, if you can get something from that, there's no damage to the tree here, so I'm not going to get any, but just from touching that, the oil, look at the oil on my finger. That oil is going to stay with me when I reach home later today. People is going to smell it when I step into the home. Anita is going to smell it immediately. Someone mentioned once that the rock here looks like sandstone from Arizona. This is not sandstone. This is not sedimentary rock. This is, I don't know what's stollingsgesteente. This is granite, and the red is weathered, and the red and crumbly bit on top is weathered granite. You can see the granite there. The top layer gets weathered and it becomes crumbly, but if you take a hammer and you just dig in a couple of millimeters, it becomes rock hard. A lot of granite is for slabs, for countertops and stuff, is mined from the area around here. It's exported and used locally. I'm gonna feel this in the morning. I'm not 30 anymore. This is about 45 at least. I have the bottle wrapped in some insulating towels, and the thing about you get all the fancy equipment for hiking, the camelback bottles, thermos bottles, a lot of stuff like that, and they're all nice, but when you need a lot like this, the best way that I've come across is take plastic bottles, freeze them all about 3/4 full of water, and then freeze them rock solid, wrap them in insulating stuff, and just fill in the little bit of water with cold water. And then as you hike, each one as you take it out, it starts to defrost quicker. And that one you finish first, and then when that's done, you move to the next one. Frozen, solid, that works. I'm kind of glad Milo didn't come along. I'm not sure he would have made it. Even though I do have water to give him, this heat, especially close to the ground, is really bad. We didn't manage to fix the internet connection. Another team is going to have to come out and replace some stuff on it. So if I upload this video, it will have meant I would have taken it somewhere to upload it, and you will not have seen me for a couple of days. Unfortunately, that's just the way it works out here. Anyways, I think I need both hands now for balance. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.